My friend Jonathan at Passion Built rolled out a really awesome video on radiator fitment and comparison. And I don't want to be left behind, so in the spirit of one-upsmanship, I wanted to mention something about aftermarket ignitions. And sometimes, and we haven't really figured out how to tell them apart yet, but sometimes the aftermarket ignition switches for SVs don't have 100 ohm resistance, and this puts the CDI in first gen and ECU in second gen into a mode where they think, oh, we're probably being hot wired. So if your aftermarket ignition doesn't have 100 ohm resistance when it's on, between the two orange wires on a second gen, they're to the right of the pin, so these two of the latch that catches it. So obviously when the bike is off, you can see 0 open circuit. When you turn it on, it gives you about 100 ohm, give or take a couple. So that's on a second gen. You need these two pins. So there's the latch, the two pins on the right, the two orange wires. They need to have 100 ohms in order to tell the ECU that everything's kosher. On the first gens, there's 6 pins. It's the two middle ones that we are interested in. So on the two middle ones, come on, with the bike off, open circuit. But turn the switch to on, and you end up with about 100 ohms. Well, this is all also pending that my wonderful test rig here isn't touching itself or shorting out somehow or whatever. But anyway, so 2 middle pins are what we're after. Hopefully I can actually demo things without having complete failures. Oh, I love my testers just jumping around all over the place. Yeah. Anyway, so if you were doing this correctly and your multimeter were functioning, between the two middle pins is where you would see about 100 ohms. Why is everything jumping around? I don't know. I think my tester's melting down. Either that or this ignition's actually bad. But in any case, between the two middle pins is where you want to measure. I know. Great demo, Sergey. But I got what I got, so at this point, you're going to have to take my word for it, because this thing, while it worked perfectly right up until I started filming, it decided that it wanted to have nothing to do with accurate readings. Alright, open circuit, middle pins. Turn it on. Roughly 100 ohms when it's working. Yeah. It's got to be either me. Yeah, okay. So when I'm like nice and set in the pins, I'm getting 107-ish ohms. There we go. Basically what this reading jumping around means is that I'm not making a very good contact with the probes. So anyway, hopefully that helps somebody. If your bike doesn't start, if your bike's throwing a code saying anti-theft and you just got a Chinese ignition, there's a very good chance that it's either pinned wrong. We've seen those as well, where like the wires are just in the wrong places, or it doesn't have 100 ohm resistance, so the bike's in anti-theft mode. Hope that helps somebody.